What is going on, everyone? Mr. Mom Collectibles. I am back with another quick little video, and this is something I wanted to go over. Finally had the chance to record it, had to do it in my kitchen to play around with the lighting, but this is the Mace Windu figure from Attack of the Clones by Hot Toys. It's not about the figure, though, it's about the accessories. If you guys want to check out the review on the figure itself, I'll link that here so you guys can check that out. But one of the things in the review that was noted for me that was a takeaway was the lightsaber. It being one of the first purple lightsaber that Hot Toys made and advertised it obviously as USB. And for me, if you guys know the branding and everything, purple, lavender, those are my favorite colors. And so I was really excited about this. And obviously with Hot Toys and their USB technology, their lightsabers are okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you guys right here. This hilt is the stock Hot Toys one. And so obviously if you're familiar with Hot Toys and their USB technology, basically they're running the wires there's the wire to the hilt, and it runs to a pack that would normally clip on the back of the figure, and then there is the USB C that you need to actually power the pack on. Like I said, there's the clip, and it would sit on the back. Now for the hilt itself, I'm just going to slide it right out of the hand. Hopefully the figure doesn't fall out because I am doing this. So here's the hilt itself. If you are familiar with or you have not yet seen, you can see that the wire is actually drilled somewhat into the center of the hilt itself. See, I'm trying to focus in so my camera can see. There it is right there. So you see there's the wire that's drilled in the center. And so that is basically how, if you've had CCFLs or anything like that, that's pretty much how they're done. And so if you're a first time, USB person with the figure and you're like, well, why, this is how, if you had CCFLs, sorry about that, just focusing back in. This is how that they are made. They drill a hole through the center and they run the wire. And when you go to plug the hilt in, which I will do now, there is the saber turned on. And even though I have the lights on, they've been known not to be the most powerful. As you can see, the light really emits from the bottom where the hilt is, and then it loses through the top. And at the end of the day, it's the same power source as pretty much having the batteries, if the swap out arm with the batteries. The only difference to this, like I said, you could pop the saber off and there's the light shining through. The only difference is, like I said, this is a USB plug-in and you don't have to use button cell batteries anymore. But at the end of the day, it's still not strong nough, and you still have to fiddle with the pack. And I'm a firm believer that Hot Toys, they're still experimenting with their USB technology. There's some figures like Electro, where it's USB right into the back, and then there's other figures like Black Adam or lightsabers that require this pack, which has to sit on the back. And that was one of my major criticisms of the Obi-Wan Kenobi Vader, is that with the saber and his chest, there was a lot of wires running through here. Like I said, you have a lot of these wires. Anyway, long story short, I'm ranting. That being said, bring in fusion reactors. I'll link his information in the video here. So I actually picked up one of his custom sabers that he does. I saw that he was doing the sabers, and I jumped on it. So this is the actual saber right here. The hilt itself is a little thicker than the Hot Toys one. It looks like it's 3D printed, or it's printed to some extent. I'm going to actually zoom in on the hilt. There it is. So you guys can see. So that's the hilt there, comparing it to the Hot Toys one. So it definitely is thicker, slightly thicker, as you can see there. But a couple notable differences. Number one, his wire actually runs out through the bottom of the saber. And that for me is a big deal, because of a hand like this, or if you want to have both hands on the saber, you basically don't have to worry about crimping the wire, especially the bottom hand. If you want to have your guy hold it with both hands, you have to worry about this wire being crimped because of the placement that Hot Toys has it. Here, the wire runs directly out the bottom, so there's no issues. And then the actual pack itself, you see right here, runs to a wire, and it is just USB. He has an indicated Mace Windu and it is USB. Now, in regards to the actual contents of the package, I'll focus in on that so you guys can see. When you actually get the saber, focus down. He comes in a nice blue box like this. This is a velvet case that it came in, and then it also came with a multi USB port. You don't have to use that. I have my own setup as well, but he did supply this as well. And then there was also instructions, basically just going over kind of the do's and do nots if you've never had a saber of this quality before, in terms of just kind of giving an idea of, like, you know, they're not meant to be left on, you know, 24 hours a day kind of thing, managing it properly, typical things of that nature. And then also, I haven't tested it myself, but there is actually in their instructions, I believe it's hooked up to this as well, that you can actually, there's an app that you can download to your phone and actually have it programmed if you don't have a Wi-Fi setup. Like for me, my collection, I have a Wi-Fi setup already, so therefore everything turns on via, you know, Wi-Fi switch. But if you don't have that, you can actually download an app. It's in the instructions supplied, and you can actually power it up that way. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to plug this saber in by itself, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do a little side-by-side compared to the Hot Toys one. So I'm going to plug this guy in right now, and boom, you see it lights up right off the bat. Don't worry, I'm going to turn the lights off so we're going to get the full effect. But right off the bat, even with the lights on kind of in my living room, you can kind of tell it already is much more powerful than the Hot Toys one, like I said, focusing on there. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to take the Hot Toys one and put it in his other hand, and kind of like the thumbnail to the video, I'm kind of have him holding both sabers so you can kind of get an idea of them. We'll do it with the lights on first, and then we'll turn the lights off completely. That's why I'm doing it in my kitchen, to get the full effect, and we'll take it from there. All right, guys, so as you can see, here is the sabers, first with the lights on. And right off the bat, the camera's picking up the fusion reactor saber, which is obviously the one upright. It's completely solid, purple all the way through. It's bright, and you can already tell with the light. Here's the Hot Toys one in terms of how the discrepancy in the light is distributed amongst the saber. Obviously very bright at where the main power source is, the hilt, and then from there on it kind of disperses. But now what I'm going to do is actually turn the lights off, because that's kind of where the money shot is. We'll turn the lights off right now. I'm going to back it up like here, so as you can see, and there it is right there. So the lights are off, and I'm going to back it up, but you can see right there the saber itself is well lit. You can see the differences there. Like I said, the camera may not pick up the full purple, but the Fusion is full purple rather than the Hot Toys. You can see with the lights off. I'll even actually got this light here on my stovetop. I will turn that off as well, because I was in the middle of making dinner. So there you go. There's more of the full effect. The purple really kind of, oh, there it is. The camera's picking it up much better there. So like I said, the hilt upright is the Fusion reactor, and the one down is the Hot Toys. Don't mind the clutter of the, there's my daughter's milk, but you can see the differences there in the saber itself. So the saber, now you can see, like I said, it's really picking up the camera. I'm gonna drop the brightness down a little bit so you can see just how powerful that saber is. The one lighting up his face, like I said, if I pull in on it, it is fully purple. Like I said, it's hard to pick up on camera because of the brightness of it, but you can see the brightness on the wall, how much it's lighting up. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to remove the Hot Toys one altogether and turn the Hot Toys one off. So there you go. The Hot Toys saber is now off, and it's just him holding his own. But you can see the purple reflection up above. This is all being lit up. And if I stand back, like I said, you can see how powerful that purple is and how it's bouncing off the walls. I'll just do a walk around because it seems like it picks up the color a little better from this side as well. Yeah, you see that purple there as well. But you can see how strong that is, and just how the reflection is. Like I said, it's pretty amazing. Are these for everybody? It's hard to tell because, like I said, CCFLs, Now that Hot Toys is supplying their own USB, people seem to be happy about that. Why did I go with this one? It's because it's purple. I wanted it as bright as could be. It's my favorite color, and so I invested a little bit more into it, just because I wanted the brightness, so to speak. But like I said, I'm very happy with this. I'm very happy with the setup. I'm excited to have it in the collection. In terms of how powerful this is. Now, I mean, the thing with Hot Toys is, I'm going to turn the light back on. The thing with Hot Toys is that I think we were, not to be too naive, that the USB was going to make them, the USB, sabers from Hot Toys were never meant to be stronger in terms of the brightness. They were meant to just replace the batteries, and so that's one step forward. But I don't think they're at the point of solidifying their USB technology. It's something that they're taking baby steps towards. But like I said, I just wanted to give a review on this particular saber and comparing it to the Hot Toys one. I see noticeable differences. I'm very happy that I have this in my collection. Like I said, I will definitely link Fusion Reactor's information in the video description. He's on Instagram, Facebook, and like I said, I wanted to do a little comparison on this. But like I said, let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below. If you guys have them, definitely drop a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are, and definitely drop a like on the video, and please consider subscribing to the channel if this is in fact your first time. Until then, this is Mr. Mom Collectibles saying take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Acknowledge me!